have third best year.
No, you still have geocaching day.
I know. Yeah, I'll hit the third best for sure. Because I'm already at 2018 and 2015.
Yeah, if I don't include my first year where I had 11 caches,
Mm-hmm.
uh, this will be my third worst year
Worst. Wow.
at 226.
Oh my God.
Wow. I had 19 my first year for the record.
I don't even know how many I had my first year. All right, everybody. We should be live, by the way. DNF discussion tonight, guys. Give us a call. Tell us about DNFs. What you thinking about? Do you log them? Alrighty, are we ready to go?
Sure.
Jess, you ready?
Why not?
There's the attitude.
We'll figure it out.
All right, here we go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means that it's once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. We have our co-host Short Edits in the next room.
Hello.
And please welcome, hi, by the way. And please welcome to my virtual left, my other co-host, Jazz427.
Howdy, y'all. To DNF or not to DNF? That is the question.
You know, before I even go any further, I forgot to fix my lights, so I'm like super dark.
I noticed that.
But you didn't say anything. What if I do this? Does that help it out? I am totally lit wrong.
You
Sorry,
have
guys.
lots of backlighting.
I am backlit, and it's a mess if you're watching live. If you're listening at work, no worries.
If
Tonight's
you're listening at work, he looks great.
Yeah, fantastic. Tonight's episode 794, recorded live on November 29th, 2023, is Logging DNF's discussion. The phone lines are open, so give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at callinstudio.com/show/GCPC. But first, Chad,
Mm-hmm.
got to talk about Patreon.
Gotta pay those bills.
Guys, there's two ways you can help us out on this show. Because it costs a lot of money to make this show work, believe it or not. I know you don't believe me, but listeners have ran the numbers and they have heartily agreed that it does cost a lot to make this show run. You thought we were scamming you. We're not. It really does. There's two ways you can help us out. You go to paypal.me. That's paypal.me/the geocaching podcast. You make that one-time donation, go straight to the bills. We really appreciate it. Or Chadley, you join Patreon. Guys, what?
Get anything with that?
You get a lot with that, Chad. You get extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. Guys, Jesse and I just went out last weekend, took a ton of video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I got video through the end of the year. I got video going into the next year. Did a lot. Chad went to Indiana.
Oh.
Went to your home state.
Get anything?
Yeah, we got everything, dude.
That's a
Awesome.
giant check I'm making.
We got everything. We cleared the Delorme book. We cleared the counties. We're done. As I said on social media, Indiana is now a drive-through state for us, man. It's a drive-through state. I don't have to stop at all in the DM anymore, Chad.
Nice.
You know what? It feels good. Feels good.
Yeah. And we were world record holders for
And
like
it was
a
a-
minute.
For a hot minute, I was a world record holder
For doing.
for the largest ball of paint.
Okay. You'll need to explain.
I'll put the GC in
I don't have to explain
the
myself to you, mister.
chat. Let's see what doesn't tell me.
So guys, Patreon, yes, guys, you get extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. You get stickers and coins and Patex and pins. You get all this good stuff. You get joy knowing that you are helping this podcast and you're done being a freeloader. You're saying, yes, I'm knuckling up and I'm helping the show. So you want to do that, guys, you can do it. You go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the geocaching podcast. Like Canuck Chad. Canuck 1867, good friend of the show, Canuck. Chad, platinum member. Platinum.
Nice.
You went platinum. Love it. Love those platinum members. So yeah. All right, guys, here we go. It's patreon.com/the geocaching podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
And tonight we're sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write in the rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go cache than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
That's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Begone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL, if you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, you've gone to the right place. Give them the opportunity to show you how they can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by PackTags.com. For all your swag and PackTag needs, visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized PackTags. With over 49,000 tags to collect, PackTags.com is everything you need to start your PackTag obsession. Visit them at PackTags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
And by oh my goodness. And by Geocaching Adventures LLC. Geocaching Adventures is a full-service travel agency specializing in creating the ultimate worldwide geocaching adventures for cachers and non-cachers alike. What could be better than having your geocaching bucket list vacation all planned and led by a traveling expert? Learn more about visiting us at geocachingadventuresllc.com. That's geocachingadventuresllc.com.
And finally, by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where I Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TB logging, and much more. Learn more by visiting them at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-GO.com.
And as always, Chad, you can find links to our sponsors on our website or
in our show notes.
In our show notes. So, Chad, you'll like this. You'll appreciate this. So, I'm talking to Toby, my oldest, the other day. He's driving back he was just in town for Thanksgiving. And he's driving back to Missouri where he goes to college. And it's about a 7-hour drive. So, I know he's driving. So, I'm periodically checking it out. I make sure he's okay because I'm a parent and that's what I do. And he calls me. I think I had it on speaker. Just did I have this on speaker? I don't remember. And he's and he's by himself. He's driving home by himself. Okay, so he's bored. So he calls me to tell me that he's found podcasts and they're amazing, and they pass the time so easily. And I go, Toby, I do a podcast. He goes, yeah, I tried listening. I couldn't get past the adverts. The 10 minutes of advertising, I couldn't get past it.
Kids.
All right, thanks, Phil. I appreciate the effort. I love the effort. So sorry about the adverts, guys. I know it is what it is. I'm sorry, but it helps pay the bills. So hopefully, if you're listening at work, you can fast forward.
No, don't fast forward. Support our sponsors.
Well, that being said, you miss good stuff because sometimes we go off the cuff while we're doing the sponsor stuff, and you totally miss it. I know it's a pain, but we kind of enjoy. Make it fun if we can.
You could make it a drinking game of who can get through without fumbling.
Yeah. But it made me laugh. Telling me he couldn't get past the adverts. He's like, I had to turn it off. Couldn't get past it. He's like, it was like never ending. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So yeah. Before we start though, we gotta get to the news, guys. Hey guys, we got like 15, literally 15 coins left, chat. 15. And they're gone forever.
They're disappearing.
They're disappearing, dude. Guys, you have until when's the first? Is that like Friday? It's
Friday.
You have until Friday. So you have like 2 more days. You have like this day and another day, and that's it. Because I think it expires on Friday. So you have until Thursday night, midnight, guys. Our coins are 50% off. The promo code is Black Friday. You go to our website, geocachingpodcast.com, click on the coin banner. And guys, come on. It's like $12 for a coin. $12, Chad, $12 shipped.
Nice. People
are buying 2-3 coins. It's awesome. And I'm super happy because we have not had one go over or out of the country yet. Although we did. I'm lying. One went to Canada. I had one go to Canada. But
yeah, but that's a lot less expensive than,
way less,
than
yeah,
Australia or something.
Way less, yeah. But yeah. So like, guys, up until Thursday night, coins 50% off. It's like $12. Code is Black Friday. Get 2, give 1 away, guys. Get 2, give 1 away for Christmas. Also, urbantreecanopy.com, guys, our t-shirt site. Cyber Monday sale. Everything's on sale now through December 4th at 5 p.m. Everything's on sale and $12.50 tees. urbantreecanopy.com, guys. It's our t-shirt store.
Everyone needs a geocaching is fun t-shirt.
Everyone needs a No Bueno t-shirt.
Everyone needs a No Bueno. Heck yeah.
Everyone needs a geocaching podcast t-shirt. If you don't have one, you're missing out.
Or sweatshirt. Or mug.
Or a mug. I don't have a mug. I got a Blue Box Cafe.
Or I have a Cubs mug.
Oh, Chad's got one.
Chad for the win.
Chad for the win. He's got his coffee in a geocaching podcast mug. Chad, you're on mute. Which also should be a shirt.
So yeah, I got my t-shirt and my mug.
Anna, yeah, you're full on hashtag repping the pod right there.
That's
There's
right.
all kinds of fun stuff. There's sling bags. We have a geocaching podcast sling bag.
And for the record, the sling bag is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic
heavy
one.
duty. It's a heavy duty sling bag. It's fantastic. It's not like your cheapy little sling bags. It's really, really nice. Yeah. Joe. Cody Duck says he needs another geocaching is fun Wii shirt. Why didn't you need another shirt, Cody? Okay.
So he can be twice as fun.
Wee. So there you go. So Urban Tree Canopy until t-shirts are $12.50 now through December 4th. And our coins on our website, geocachingpodcast.com, are 50% off with the code Black Friday. You can't go wrong, guys. We do have some emails. Whether we have one email,
I got mail. Yay!
Look like 2.
I got mail. Yay!
Cody says Cody too's trying to steal the sling bag. He does. He usually wears it when we're at Megas. Dear GCPC, it goes on. This is from Monkey Brains, Jess. Monkey Brains 41.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
William it is. He says, as I celebrate my 1-year anniversary. How about that?
Ooh, happy cash anniversary.
How about that? Nice. 1 year. God, 1 year in. Oh man. In the geocaching world, I wanted to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the entire GCPC crew. Your years of engaging years. Okay, well, for us, yes, for you, no. Your years of engaging content have been a constant companion in my caching journey, accompanying me through 1,023 finds across 4 countries and 12 states, including a memorable mega event.
Nice.
You got the 1,000 in a year. Good job, buddy. Well done. Spotify revealed that I've spent an impressive, you ready for this, Chad? 19,657 minutes immersed in the world of geocaching with your podcast this year.
I'm so sorry.
19,657 minutes.
That is a lot of minutes.
Measure a year. How many hours is that, Jesse?
It's 327.6 hours or 13.65 days.
That is
I have my calculator going.
Straight.
That's 2 weeks straight of us.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's a lot of us.
Man.
I hope it wasn't just us though. I hope some of those were like old episodes with the old crew with Andy and Corey and all those guys.
Oof. Wow. That's brutal. That's a lot of GCPC right there. Despite experiencing a bit of a cash burnout mid-year, it's not surprising. Your
Mhm.
discussions and insights played a pivotal role in rekindling my love for the adventure. Here's to another year of exciting caches and the continued enjoyment of the geocaching podcast. Thank you for being an essential part of my geocaching experience. Best regards, Monkey Brains 40.
Thank you, Monkey Brains. That's very
Thanks.
sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, congratulations on 1 year. That's always
And congrats on the comic club. That's
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
impressive.
the comic club is always fun. Like,
Yeah.
next fun one's 10.
Yeah.
That's the hard one.
Yeah.
I'll
We were
get
just
there
talking
one day.
earlier. I found my first year of caching, I found 19 caches. 19.
I found 11.
Your first year?
My first year.
Oh,
19.
I have to go and look real quick. My first year of, I'd say probably 600, maybe 500,
My second year, I found 90.
90.
90.
Yeah, but then how many the next year?
And then I met Scott.
Yeah.
And then my next year was over 3,000. that year was
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, so 2008. Hold on. Let's see if it'll tell me. Hold on. In
Go to
2000
Project GC.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. 2008. Hold on. 2008, I found 443 finds.
Wow.
But then in 2009, I found 1,063 finds. So, and then it just went up from there. 2010, 1,300, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But 2023. Where's 2023?
At the top.
There it is. I have 1,179 finds so far. God, you got like 500 more finds.
Yeah, I'm at 1625 for the year.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm not doing.
I don't know. I went to Moga. I got a couple hundred there, but
500?
I don't know how I have that many more than you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a probably 225 finds. I've had several days where I've had more finds in a day than I found this year.
Wow. Get out there.
Yeah, come on.
Now
Yeah.
you're a working man now. Though.
Working.
All right, so on to the show here. Thank you, Monkey Brains. Thank you so much. So, guys, tonight's episode is logging DNFs discussion. So give us a call, 808-468-7924. Let us know your thoughts on DNFs, guys. So, of course, to start with, DNF. Basically, guys, well, let's start. Chad, you log DNFs? What's your logging DNFs? You have no problem doing it? Do you not like doing it?
Oh, I do it. I do it all the time. So I try to log all the DNFs that I have, but I don't think that I get, I don't get 100% of them, but I will log them even if I think it's still there. So,
Oh, yeah, so will I. Yeah. What about you?
I log, I would say the majority of my DNFs. I don't log all of them because sometimes I don't want to give the satisfaction to the CO that I couldn't find it. Because, there are some people who are like, I don't want anybody to find this. And they love the DNF log.
Well, those, yes, those, and I don't. But if
So
it's,
those I don't. If I know,
if you know it's
that
an
kind of
intentional screw
hider.
you hide.
yes,
Yeah.
right.
but
Otherwise,
gotcha.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
But I will I've logged DNFs going, I'm sure it's here, I just can't find it.
Yeah.
Like I've logged those,
Yeah.
I just can't come across it.
Yeah. And then what sucks is 2 days later, someone with like 10
Thirty.
finds
Fine.
pull
up to it.
logs it with a quick, easy find.
That,
And it's like,
that
what?
literally just happened to me and Jesse
Mhm.
in Indiana. We DNF'd the cache and Jesse's like, somebody with 10 finds walked up to it. I go, it's not here. It can't be here.
I don't think it was
Right.
there.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna-
it's there either.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna look.
There's no way it was
See if anyone else found it.
So DNFs, when you log a DNF, you're telling geocachers that the geocache may be more difficult to find than anticipated or may even be missing, Chad. This is why you should log them. You're also letting the geocache owner know that they may need to double check that their geocache container can still be located at the posted coordinates. You're telling them, hey, you know what? This may not be here. But I know, like my first hide, my simultaneous stretch, which was on a I've actually moved it since then, by the way. I moved it to the pine tree, Chad, next to the bleachers. I moved it like 12 feet. So, but it was a total FU hide and it got DNF'd all the time. And I always knew, like, I didn't go check on it. It'd have to have numerous DNFs and I'd go check on it. I'd be like, oh, there it is. So,
right.
I finally moved it just to make it because I didn't want it to be that difficult of a hide. It's it's a tough area to begin with. You shouldn't be struggling with it. But that was my first hide, So instead of DNFing it, which I talked about, I did DNF the one across the street, which I talked about. I'm not DNF, excuse me. I did archive the one across the street, but my first find, I did not get rid of. I just moved it. So technically, it's a new hide. Oh gosh. Oh. So yeah, Chad. So you log DNFs. You do, Chad. Do you know how many DNFs you've logged?
I was trying to find that in.
I can show you how, Chad.
I think there's a way through geocaching.com, but I thought you could do it with Project GC as well.
No, it's really actually, guys, if you want to know what yours is, guys, it's really simple. Just go to geocaching. Chad, go to the geocaching site. Go to view your profile. Go to geocaches. Oh wait, maybe you can't.
This link should work.
Actually, you got to, Chad. Sorry, you got to go to, the link should load when you work in the chat room. But if you're in your, I'm apologizing, guys. If you're listening at work and you want to see this, Chad, click on the new dashboard. Go back to the old page on the dashboard. Sorry.
No, you can do it on the new page. I found it on the new page.
Where's it on the new page? I know how to do it from the old page.
On the left-hand side.
Yes.
Under geocaches.
Yes.
The second one down is logs. Click on logs on the left.
On the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side, under your picture. Scroll down a little bit, and the subheading is geocaches. So you see like statistics, souvenirs, leaderboard, your list.
Oh yeah,
right
logs.
under that is geocaches.
And then
the second one there is logs. Click on that.
The third one is didn't find it.
And then just click on didn't find it. And you can look at any of your log types here. Your, any type of note that you could write, like everything. Didn't find it.
It's amazing how most of my DNFs are gone. They're actually archived. That's
okay, repeat that again.
Okay, Chad. So you're go to geocaching.
Yeah, I'm there.
Go to your name. Go to your geocaching page. Okay, on the left-hand side, under statistics, souvenirs, leaderboard, your lists, under geocaches, you're going to see logs. It's the second one down.
Gotcha.
Click on logs, and then click on didn't find it under show. Do you see?
Yep.
There you go.
193.
193. Jesse, how many do you have?
202.
Jesse's got 202. I have a total of 440 DNFs. I'm a big winner.
But I did just notice the one that one of the ones we DNF'd over the weekend, Scott, like if you and I are together, a lot of times only one of us will post a DNF. Like I'll be like, oh, I'll just post a DNF. And Scott's like, okay, great. Or he'll post it and then I don't.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't like if I don't like doing both of us doing it if
we're
at the same place, same time. It's like, why throw 2 DNFs on there? That's silly. That's not fair to the cache hider if it's there. Yeah. So Chad, you have how much? 190?
193. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So when do you log a DNF?
Usually when I'm logging the files together in general. Occasionally I will log it in the field.
Okay, you don't usually log it in the field. Oh, I always log it in the field, but you log it when you get back.
It depends on if I'm like trying to get through a bunch of caches and stuff, and then I what I'll do is do a offline log. So I do a F or DNF offline, and then when I go back, I go through everything and log it.
If you can't find it, but you think it's there, you're going to log a DNF?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a number of them that it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's here. I spent 15 minutes and that's all the time I got. I got to get out of here.
What is your criteria? What, so you just can't find it? That's it.
I can't find it. If I find evidence that it was there and been destroyed, I will still log it as a DNF, but I will also indicate that looks like it may have been muggled or whatever's viable there. But occasionally there's some times where it's a puzzle, like a puzzle cache or something that did not have a geochecker, and I'm not 100% certain that I had the right chords, and I will not, and I, I will intentionally not log it as a DNF because I wasn't 100% certain if I had the right chords. Instead, I'll send the cache owner an email or a message and ask them, hey, these are the chords that I got. It's like, were they correct? I checked the location. I didn't find anything, that kind of details.
Jess, what about you?
What was your question?
The question was twofold. Your criteria for login and when
Yeah.
do you log?
Criteria for logging would be I gave it a good search. Like if I'm there and I just give it a quick once over and I don't see it and it's too cold to continue searching, I'm not going to log a DNF because in my mind I didn't really thoroughly search. That was part one. Wow, I'm having a hard time remembering the question.
And then when do you log a DNF?
When do I log it?
Mm-hmm.
I log like in the field.
You log
Is
it.
that what you mean? Yeah.
Log.
I log almost everything in the field. It's rare that I would log later. I log everything, whether I find it or DNF.
And aside from the actual, the hiders who don't like that you, or rather like the DNFs, you say, so you're not going to log it. Is there another reason you wouldn't log it? Just because you didn't give it enough of a search, or is there any other reason you wouldn't log a DNF? There's no right answer. I'm just
no. I mean,
not fishing.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm just too lazy.
Just pure laziness.
Yeah, but that being said, at 17,000 fines, there are a lot of DNFs that I didn't log, and then I might go back later, and I get there, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been here. I DNF'd this, and I didn't log it as a DNF, so I didn't know ahead of time that I had already been there.
Good one.
Oh, what's worse is when you go back to some place and he's like, I've been here. You open up the container, you find your name on the log, and it's like, why didn't I log this?
Right.
Yes. How does Gundark 2000 know what I write for DNFs? Yeah, I write when I log a DNF, I put no love today, no love from this cache, or no love. He apparently knows what I write. I must have DNF'd one of his caches. We do have some emails though, so let's get to these here. It'll be a little fun here. We got first one. We've got Iowa on the line. We've got Scorpio. What's up, buddy? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. There you are.
You said you were going to read emails. I thought
You did say emails. I think you meant phone calls. I was confused too.
What did I say?
You said we have some emails.
Oh, I apologize. Phone calls. I'm so sorry.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be waiting. Then you said hello, and I. Anyway, the thing about DNFs, I think that for myself, I mean, I know this isn't quite the subject of the show, but I really like to avenge DNFs.
Okay.
When you go back out there and maybe you got a hint from somebody, but because I DNF a lot, and but my stats probably don't show that because I've avenged so many DNFs over the years. I mean, that's I don't know. I just think that is one of the fun things about geocaching is avenging a DNF.
Well, of course.
The other thing is, as a hider, I don't really like people to DNF my caches. I would prefer they get a hold of me, send me a message, or if they're friends of mine, they just call me, and I'll tell them how to find the cache if they can't find it. And if they look where I know the cache is supposed to be, I'll either tell them to, do a drop, and I'll, put a proper container later, or I've even told them they could, because they were there, and I've told them that they could claim it, especially people out of state. You don't
Sure.
want them to have to come back. But
and that is for the
I
record, that
just
is a
don't-
reason to actually log a DNF. Is sometimes you get that. You get someone going, it's okay. Go ahead and log it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and then you get rid of the DNF because the cache owner says that you couldn't claim it. But I have gotten a hold of cachers. If I get a notification or if I see that somebody has DNF'd it, my cache, I will try to get a hold of them. If there's somebody I know, I'll call them and I'll help them. But I've sent messages many times to a cacher and say, are you still there at the cache? Let me help you. Now, I don't know if other people do that, but I just really don't like people to DNF my caches. I want them to find them, even if they're difficult.
Sure.
I'll help.
Sure.
Right. And there's definitely some cache owners that I know that I will, that definitely want people to find them. And if I can't find it, I will call the cache owner and say, hey, I've a look here, there, yada, yada, yada. And can't find it, and either get help or there's a couple that I've talked to that's like, well, it might not be there, and they don't say, go ahead and log it or anything, and it's like, but that's fine. But when I'm on a trip or something, I don't know the cache owners out there. I'm not going to, unless it's something that I'm really trying to work towards a challenge or something in my DT grid, that kind of thing that I need to have. I'm not going to bother contacting the owner.
No.
Isn't that the reason that they have the message function on the app, so that you can get a hold of somebody from out of town if you're going after a cache?
I mean, that's one of the reasons. Well, it's in general, it's just to be able to contact cachers in general. An easy way to contact cachers in general. How you use it's really up to you.
It's funny. Just over the past weekend, Jesse and I were in Indiana hunting Delorme and counties. And which challenge was it, Jess? Was it the county challenge? The final to the county challenge?
The county challenge.
Had gotten DNF'd a couple times before, and Jesse's like, oh my God. And so the owner actually pulled it down. And Jesse was like, oh my God, we're going for it, this weekend, and it's down right now. So we emailed, we messaged Jesse. I think he messaged the owner, right?
Right. I messaged the owner and said we were going there that weekend. I saw it could possibly be missing. And, would it be okay if we don't find it, if we could replace it for her? And so she said, yeah, if she didn't get to it before we did, go ahead and bring a replacement container, which we did. We hiked out to it.
Right.
It was a hike. Yeah, it was
a hike to it. Fully prepared to replace it. It was right where it belongs.
Nice.
It took Jesse, I think, 5 minutes before I heard found it.
Yeah.
It wasn't really missing.
Was not missing.
It was not missing.
So that's why, guys, that's why sometimes, getting back to this discussion, if there's a couple of DNFs, like Jesse and I all the time, like if there's still a couple of DNFs on it, we'll still go for it sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we'll be like, let's go for it.
Everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go for it. And for the record, these people that DNF'd it, it's not like they had 15 fines. I mean, we're at like 8,000, like it was respectable numbers where you're like, wait, it's probably gone. Like Jess and I were like, oh no. Even the owner was actually like, oh no, and actually,
right.
turned it off.
And this one had gone missing in the past, so it was, it was a legitimate reason.
Yeah. It turns out my guess when I was in the field, my guess was the person who DNF'd it didn't read logs, and because it didn't read logs, she changed the chords in the log. She didn't change the chords on the page. So
right.
we saw the logs and we saw the chords, and we went to the chords that were and the log, and there it was. Sure,
Right.
Thursday.
Right.
But isn't there a certain amount of satisfaction of going to a cache that's been DNF'd by somebody who has more finds than you, and you find it?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
No, there's more satisfaction when the cache has been DNF for
Uh,
like 2 years, and you go and you find it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my
And,
favorite.
and yeah, and I've done that. Yeah.
I've done that too.
Me too.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. That's good.
When you're like, I found it.
Yeah.
Yep, it's there. Doing just fine.
And always take
Okay.
pictures of the log and
Yeah.
everything else
Mhm.
with all the names of the other finders. I was like, yeah, I found it.
All right, Mark, you be well, buddy. You be well.
You take care.
We'll
Have
talk
a
to you.
good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We have got we've got I think that's California. It is. If it's California. That's
It
a
is
doggo.
California.
It is. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
So I love this topic. Actually, ShareBear64 and I a few years ago wrote an article on DNS, kind of explaining our philosophy, and I think Flexly is pretty much the same as you. You know, give it a good search, you log a DNF. Don't give it a good search, don't log. You know, log a note. I pretty much make a log for everything. And I try and when I do my DNS, I try and be very specific. You know, I was here, I spent this much time, I looked at these places. Give the person information so they can determine, hey, it's worth me going out there because it probably isn't there.
Mhm.
Or Scott looked at all the wrong places and obviously it still could be there. But I think what I'd like to talk about tonight is how GCHQ is really encouraging people to get out there and log their DNFs. You know, they recently did a podcast. They recently have done some announcements, and it is important. It's important for the game that people log their DNFs so that the COs can know if they're gone and know what condition they're in.
Sure.
In their study that they did, 1 out of 5 geocaches need maintenance or are missing. That's 1 out of 5. And, you know, and a lot of times people are saying, oh yeah, if a new cacher, but as experienced cachers, we deserve also to have good geocaches that are in good condition when we go out there. It shouldn't be we pick up something and we can't get that Altoid fin open. Oh, that's just part of the game. It shouldn't be part of the game. It should be, we should be allowed to go out there and find good pieces, and getting those DNFs, identifying who those responsible and active geocachers are. That's how you do it with logging, making your logs of DNS or needs maintenance. And you know, those people who've not been in the game for 5 years and their geocaches are full of water and they're crap, let's get them out of there and use the tools. Geocaching.com has given us 3 tools. Let's use those tools and let's get that game board looking good.
No, don't get Jesse started on that. Around our area, Jesse. We have one cacher who I think moved away, and
Yeah, I don't think he even lives here anymore.
and,
His caches taunt me because they're
I
not there.
found them all in 2008, 2009 when they were there. Like they're not there anymore. Now Jesse just has this game board of just caches in her area, like her suburb she can't get because they're just strings of DNFs.
You know, I still got several in Houston that are still active, still going. They're not getting well, one of them is getting DNF, but it is because because of the hide itself.
Yeah, it's an FU.
Kinda, except for the after the first time you find one, you'll never miss one.
Right.
So you just went off the screen. Or you just put Jesse on the screen.
The doggos.
The dogs. Both the dogs over there sound asleep.
That's what it is. So yeah. But you know, it's like a new cache hiders DNF this one, and actually I got it in my notes. So actually, the one that was inspired me to do this was called My First One with More to Come, and then I put out Not My First One, because that My First One with More to Come, which Kirby Docs had put out, it took me 4 tries to find it. And I had probably a couple hundred finds under my belt at that point, but I had never seen a hide like that. And so, it's like it inspired me to put out Not My First One, which is a magnetic flat pack with the letters numbers N1ST, as in not first, and slapped on a electrical panel. And unless you actually physically scrub your hand across it and fill out like 1/8 inch thick magnet, you would just think that it was numbering on the panels, or if you actually read it, it might trigger something. But then after that, every time you go out something like that, you will do a cursory glance around and see, hey, is it one of these type of hides? After the very first time.
Sure.
But newbie cachers
learn,
DNF that thing all the time. They used to put needs archive, needs maintenance, yada yada yada, and I've had to maintain it one time in the 8 years that I've lived out here, and I sent a friend of mine a brand new one, and she went out and slapped it up there, and it's been going strong ever since. But yeah, it's like I had probably 20 caches in the Houston area when I left, and as they started getting DNFs, it's like, boop, you're out of here. It was only the good ones that I kept, and I've had some friends help maintain them.
Yeah.
And I think that's one last point I'd make for Scott is, for those ones that are 3.5 and above, logging the DNF, that person put out a hard hide, and I think they deserve to know, and others who are going after it need to know, this is deserving of that 3.5 or higher difficulty. And so the DNFs help do that. And show that. And I think, the people that I know who put out really hard hides, they get a kick out of those DNFs. And, I don't call them FU caches. They are just difficult caches, and they're properly rated.
It's when it's not properly rated, then it's an FU cache.
Right.
That's a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a difference.
or just a cache that's hidden badly.
Yeah.
It's a ivy hide 25 feet off coordinates. Yeah. That's an FU cache.
A DNA tube with a pebble with the pebble glued on top in a field of pebbles.
Yeah, that's an FU hide. Yeah.
That's an FU hide.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling,
anyways,
Scott.
thank you, kids. Appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
You be well. Bye-bye.
All
right. We have got Illinois here. Jesse, who do you think it is?
Board.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going tonight?
Hi. You didn't do your usual hello, so I didn't think it was you for a second.
Hello.
There it is. Hi.
Hello.
You're quiet too.
So my question to the group is:
Speak up.
Are we more or less likely to log a DNF on a FTF?
Are we more likely? What does that mean? Well, I'm confusing.
On a FTF run.
If you DNF an FTF attempt.
I've done that actually. I've
I've
DNF'd an FTF.
I've DNF'd 4 or 5 different FTF attempts. It's rare that I'm going for an FTF that I don't find it. A couple of the times were because the cords were put in incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I knew ahead of time that the cords were incorrect because they put it in a so there's a park near a local airport, and the coordinates had it inside the airport's property in an area that is no longer physically accessible unless you want to swim across the small river, because the bridge that went across it, the walking bridge that went across it, was taken out years before. And so it's like, yeah, it's like I'm
When the
still gonna
reviewer let that
I'm still
go
gonna
at
go
an
for it,
airport?
huh?
The reviewer let that publish at an airport?
I'm surprised he did,
Yeah.
but it wasn't necessarily obvious that it was in the airport's property if you just kind of look at it from a satellite view, because it was like in the wooded areas, but it was technically part of the airport's property and not part of the park's property. But so it was like, I assumed that they had the westerly coordinates off, and so I just started hopping across there. And I did DNF it, and then I went back out the next day and found it at one of the offsets, and it was first to find on it.
Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah. Scorpio says, or the newbie who did not put out the cash before it got published. Those are my favorites. When they don't, oh, it drives me crazy when more than once. So here, Chad, really quick. Cody, this is before your time. This is way before Jesse, and this is even before Cody. This is 2009 here. This is early. There was a cache called the Lonesome Bridge. Cody, did you ever get to the Lonesome Bridge, Cody? I know, Jesse, you did not, because it archived in 2016. Maybe you did. Jesse, did you ever go for the Lonesome Bridge? It is, for the record, guys, GC 217PN. P is in Paul, N is in Nancy. 217 Paul Nancy. So I don't know if Cody or Jesse went for this, but I was actually the first person to DNF this. I went for the FTF. I said in my log, remember this is 2009. This is when I actually wrote nice logs. I said, okay, I'll be the first one to DNF this one. Tried it at around 1 a.m. and could not come up with it. I did meet a really cute woman cop who was wondering what the hell I was doing, looking all over the bridge with a flashlight. I'll be back to this one. And I had already spent about an hour and a half before the police officer actually got there. So I'm already an hour and a half in, Chad, all right? This was on November 20th, 2009. November 21st, I wrote a note saying, went looking again today for an hour, still nothing. Now this cache is starting to annoy me. So now I'm 2.5 hours in. Okay. We move up to November 23rd. Wrote a note, spent another hour here this afternoon, this time with Geo Gill. Again, no dice. So now I'm 3.5 hours into this, Chad. Still haven't found it yet. And you still hadn't FTF'd it yet, by the way, either. And now we keep going, all DNFs. Oh my goodness. Who got the first one? Who FTF'd it? I don't think. Oh, Rick Jackson found it. Rick Jackson FTF'd it.
Rick Jackson.
Yeah. State and Rick Jackson. And then on January 5th, 2010, I found it. And I said, my log, just plain cruel this one is. Should be a 5-star difficulty, I think. Must have looked at it 1,000 times. Found it on the 1,001st. Just plain cruel.
Hidden in plain sight.
That was my log. Oh, dude, I'll tell you now, it's archived. Chad, it wasn't even on the freaking bridge. It was on the tree. Okay. The tree had a piece of bark that was magneted onto it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I spent hours looking at that bridge. Jess, ringing a bell to you? Did you ever find that one? You're on mute. Jess, you're on mute.
Sorry. When are you going to make that shirt?
What?
No, I did not ever find it.
Cody
Cody
did.
did.
Find that one?
Cody found it.
Cody found it. Did I take you to it?
No, I actually went out with a kite flyer.
Oh, nice.
This was right at the same time that I met you. Identical time.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it was such a good hide, but like, It's called the Lonesome Bridge. I mean, come on. Where are you going
You
to
expect it to be on the bridge? were the cords actually on the bridge, or
The cords were loose. But
they're loose?
funny
Okay.
story.
By loose, were they intentionally on the bridge and
They were
just
like
not at the
near,
tree, or some?
they were not at the tree. No.
Okay.
So
Wait,
funny. But
Are you saying Scott Burke's close?
yes, Scott Burke's close. So funny story. I called Rick Jackson when he FTF'd it, and no, excuse me. I called Rick. I did not ask. I found it myself. I didn't ask. So it must have been after I found it, because I called Rick and I said, "How did you find this? Like, how did you FTF it?" And he said, "I actually put my hand on it. Like, he leaned on the tree.
Accidentally.
He leaned on the tree and leaned on the cash, and it slid. And like, that's how he found it.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So, yes, the Lonesome Bridge. That one I had 3 DNFs just on that one alone. I logged a couple of DNFs on that one. Cody, good one. Yeah. So Cody, do you log DNFs?
I do log DNFs. In the FTF space, I would say it probably depends on the cashier. If they've got 100 fines, I might send them a message and be like, "Hey, like, do you need support?" Kind of that supportive space. In the other space, and everyone knows who listens, I'll wait to see if somebody else comes and see if I could get support, because I know there's other hounds.
Right. You'll know. Yeah.
So,
if you wait long enough,
I'm
someone will
more
be there.
likely to sit and wait a minute.
Yes.
To see if there's any support that comes.
Fair enough. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because Cody is still FTF hounding, so you're like, you don't want to you don't want to DNF it.
Still going. I don't want to DNF it.
Yeah, you've had to pass. You're super past me by now.
Yeah, I've got to be super past.
Because you were close.
I mean, we're talking May 2011.
May of 2011 and you got an FTF a month since May of 2011.
Right.
Wow, that's a lot. So quickly,
the addiction's real.
What? that's just crazy. So Chad, we got a question in the chat room. What's your oldest DNF? While we have our stuff open, do you still have your stuff open, Chad?
My oldest DNF,
like
my first one.
I guess your one that's still active. I'm going to my one that's still active. That's still around there.
Oh, that's still active.
The one that's still active is from I DNF'd it on. Let me see. I DNF'd it on December 6th. No, excuse me, October 6th, 2008. Called Genius Loki's 2000th, the replacement. I DNF'd it, and then I found it a week later. I went back, and I avenged it.
I wish this would show you like that you DNF'd and then later found it.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. Yeah,
there should be somebody make a challenge or a checker or something.
Well, what you can do is if you click on it, you can see.
I know. Yeah, but I'm not going to click on 202 caches. I want to know what percentage of my logged DNFs did I then go back and find. I can see favorite points. Like one of them I gave a favorite point to. Obviously, I went back and found that.
Obviously.
Yes. But yeah, like I'm looking at some of my earliest DNFs, and I did eventually go back and find it.
Yeah, I'm looking at my early DNFs. I found all of these.
Right.
My early ones that aren't even around anymore from 2008. Mm-hmm. I think I found all of them. They all sound familiar. So I went back and found them all. I mean, I've got Jar Jars in here.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah. I was a couple hundred in. Those were not easy. Some of those were not easy finds.
Mm-hmm.
So, until you figure out his hiding style,
That's so interesting. I don't think I go back.
Really? That actually really never?
If you DNF a cache, you're done with it.
You're done. It's dead to you?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's dead to me unless Scott or Jess, we go back.
Make you go back.
Yeah. Be honest. I'm honestly thinking about it. I'm like, I don't think I go back. I've got a slew of DNFs that's just hanging out.
Wow.
I know there's
personally, dude. Wow.
I know a bunch of them I avenged, but I don't specifically go out to avenge a DNF in general. There's been a few, I guess, that I have. More on trying to get an FTF on one that I've gone out multiple times on, and I've seen other cashers there, and there was one that I know I spent at least 6 hours total over a period of a week. One person claimed to have found it. There's been no, I didn't ever see any photographic evidence of him finding the cache. I'm not calling him a liar, but so many of us had looked and looked and looked. We almost all of us agreed that the cache was never really there, and the person was just screwing with us.
Really?
Because that was one of the things that this individual would actually do. And so I gave up on it, and no, I never went back out again after it was FTF'd. So
you should have an event there.
Yeah. Well, we had at one time, I know we had at least a dozen people out there actively looking together.
Cody, you weren't there for that, were you?
Oh yeah, it's happened a couple times.
When I did the what was it, the spaceship one?
Yeah, the when they put the travel bug into space.
Yeah,
we had an event. They had a souvenir for that.
Allegedly had an event.
I mean, we've done after, so we'd have a lunch event every month, once a month, and occasionally there would be an unfound FTF available that we knew that either it was an FU hide or a cords were off. And one time it was literally a rock on a pebble sized rock on a DNA tube at the base of a telephone pole, utility pole. And another one, we found the cache, I want to say somewhere around 1,200 feet away. So it was over 1,000 feet, and it was iPhone coordinates by a Girl Scout. Girl Scout hit it, and it was only because of the some of the vague description that we were able to locate it under a pavilion with a tree next to the pavilion, and but we were able to locate it. And it was like, no, the coordinates weren't just scrambled; they were just
bad.
They were just bad. It was like someone pulled open their iPhone and it took a snap of whatever coordinates that it said, and they put it down there. and you know, the GPS hadn't settled down or anything like that. And
yeah. All right, Cody. Thank you, sir. Anything else?
I was just thinking about this one scenario. We have a cacher in this area.
No names.
If they're not personally the one who finds the cache, they don't log it as a find. And I wonder if they take it as a DNF.
Whether they don't log it as a find, as an FTF find, or they don't log it as a find.
No, just at all. They don't log it at all.
I don't know. Go to one that you
if they're not
that you beat them to.
Found it, they're like, it's not a find if I didn't find it. If somebody else in the group found it,
it's still a find. This is not an FTF.
Why would they cache with other people then if they're not going to log ones they don't find? It's kind of the point of going out with a group.
Scenario. It was very interesting.
You need to
they wanted to
I know a couple of people that don't log their finds.
That don't log. No, don't log the finds. Don't log the finds they don't find. Like
if they're not the one to spot it first.
If they're not to put their hand on it first, then they don't log it as a find because they.
No, that's stupid.
Then again, why would you go out with a group?
Like right. Just go cache by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Sure.
illogical in my
You,
opinion.
you need to text me who that is because I'm curious without putting it on the show. Sorry, guys.
It was an interesting scenario where I was like,
That seems
and
ridiculous.
I wonder if they personally make it a DNF, or if they, I'm not sure if they put it on like.
Everybody cashes their own way. I respect it, but I don't respect. Then why go out with people? Why go out
Right.
with other people? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You're hurting yourself. Like you just got to go back there and find it. But I don't know. Okay, to each his own, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Aaron. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye. We're going to the East Coast now. We're going Connecticut. You know.
Hello.
You know. Going to Connecticut.
I know.
What's up?
Just yesterday, I went out to a town about 35 miles away from home to go for 5 first to finds in 5 different land preserves. The very first one I went to, I spent over half an hour looking.
Ooh.
And the ground zero was 65 feet offshore into a pond.
Was it in the pond?
Did you bring your scuba gear?
I don't know, but the hint said it was about a rock wall. Well, there was a rock wall 125 feet behind me the other way. So I went to the rock wall and I searched that rock wall for 200 feet on both sides.
Oh, God.
Didn't find cash, so I logged the DNF. And then I still haven't heard anything from the owner, and nobody else has looked for it.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible. I did find the other 4, no problem. Quick finds on all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the cords were off?
They have to have been, because even the description did not sound right. They mentioned about accessing this land trust between houses, and I went through a big wide open field into some woods, and so that didn't seem right. Something was wrong about it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I wrote CO a note, and I wrote DNF on it, and haven't heard anything at all.
They probably transposed the digit.
Yeah, transposed the digit.
And did not check. You're supposed to check when you put it in there. It even pops up on a map for you nowadays. It's like, check it, people.
Although on the map, when it shows up, you can't really zoom in too far to really.
No, but you get a good gist. You could get.
Yeah,
you neighborhood.
So digits. I'm assuming you put a watch on it to see if anybody else gets it. So gets it.
I have.
Yeah. Anyone else has gone for it?
Yeah.
No one's gone for it.
Nothing's happened.
No. Oh.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good luck.
And then we had another good. About 3 weeks ago, a new cacher put out a hide. 3 people DNF'd it, and then the cache owner comes back and says, "Oh, I'm not going to put that out until December 1st." Hello? Isn't there a checkbox that says it's in place?
Yes.
When you submission.
Yes, you're required to say that it's in place now.
Yeah, that's no excuse for that. No excuse for that. That doesn't fly with me. Yeah, especially if I'm not an FTF hound anymore, but when I was, and you want to really tick me off and get under my skin, do that. Nothing aggravated me more. I'm taking time out of my day away from my family to go to something, to go, and it's not even there. Oh God. Yeah, that aggravated me.
Yeah, I had another cacher friend about a month ago go for 3 first to finds, and he was sitting in his car logging that DNFs on them an hour later in the rain. When the CO showed up, because it was a Girl Scout troop that was placing these caches, the CO showed up with the 3 caches to put in place.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, Skip.
All right.
It's always good to hear from you, buddy.
Talk to you.
You be
Take
well.
care, guys.
Bye.
So, Chad, you've got a DNF and you've
Mhm.
got a DNA. You know what a DNA is?
Did not attempt.
Okay, we've got a DNF. We got a Chad. You log a DNA. This is.
I have logged a few DNAs,
Mhm.
and which I put as a right note.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
And usually it's something. It's like, this is too dangerous for my old butt to do. It's like I am not climbing out on that limb and risking my life. Sorry.
Jess, do you log DNAs?
It depends on the situation. There might be times where okay, so like let's say you get to a ground zero and it's behind a construction fence or something like that. Like
Mhm.
you can't even get near enough to search. Would you consider that a DNF or would that be a DNA?
I
know?
would probably log a DNF on it.
I've logged DNFs on construction.
And say, hey,
based
this is
stuff.
blocked.
It's like it's like temporarily the ground zero is temporarily blocked right now due to construction. Yada yada yada.
And also,
Right.
it also might flag the reviewer as well. So
Sure.
I would throw that. But I see what you're saying though. This is where
That might be a bad example,
I
but
don't think I've ever logged a DNA.
what if what if you go somewhere and like it's in a pavilion and there's a party going on?
I'd go
Right?
anyway. I've done it. Ask Cody.
I have told people that it's like
What if it's their
it's like
wedding?
I'm looking for a geocache. It's I think it's on this bench. Do you mind if I get underneath there and look?
Jesse literally said, "What if it's a wedding?" Do you not
What if
remember?
I do
when we were at a
remember
wedding?
the wedding. I do remember. That's why I said it, because that exact thing
We
happened
did a
to us.
wedding.
I haven't done a wedding. I have been in a graveyard where I was too close for comfort to a burial
Oh, I would not. I would not.
ceremony.
Nope.
It was going on and turned around and left. I didn't log anything on it. It was like,
I would
no,
not.
not gonna do that.
No, I would not do that.
Sweaty guy in shorts with a GPS unit.
But I once did it. I think I've told the story on this podcast before, where it was in a park in a pavilion, and there was a movie showing, and there was hundreds of people on the lawn watching the movie, and I literally walked in front of the screen and looked under and got it and logged it and put it back and walked away.
Yep.
In front of hundreds of people. Like, but I was in like Zion, Illinois. I was so far away from home. I'm never getting back here. If I don't want to walk away from this cache. And it was like I could see it. So I'm like,
There's a multi in a park in Seattle that the first time that I was attempting it, that they had a play going on in the park, and there were people sitting at the I want to say it was waypoint 1, and basically they had buried the coordinates. And I should say waypoint 1, you pick up the instructions and a little magnetic like the old stud finders in the walls, the magnetic ones that would, if you went over the nail, it would pop up. That is impossible to use. Well, you were supposed to use that at ground zero to find the item that is buried about 6 inches deep into the earth.
you can't do that. You
Wow.
can't bury something.
Yeah, I agree, but
How'd that fly?
but you could actually narrow it down the way that they were telling to you, because you're not actually utilizing coordinates. You're utilizing 2 line of sights where the intersecting point is, and a wall as well. So you were able to get it down to within a couple feet area, and we found it the second time that I was there. Didn't find the final that time. The third time I still couldn't find the final. The fourth time I was in Seattle for geocaching, I found the final.
Oh, well done, Chad. Jess, you remember the time you remember we were it was a concert?
I do remember the
In
concert.
front of the concert.
Yep.
I did that one too. I did.
Scott snuck into a pine tree, right? Like in a park, right in front of where the band was playing.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
Pretty
Jess.
funny. Yeah.
Well, actually, I know Jesse's answers to these because I cash with it all the time. Jesse and Chad, do you avoid caches if it has a DNF on it?
Sometimes
Numerous DNFs on them.
numerous
Depends.
numerous DNFs I tend to avoid, or at least I will note them as suspect. And if they're something that is a great DT or something that I think is a FU hide, I still might go after it just for the challenge.
Mhm.
But if it's just like I'm running out to grab a bunch of caches and I see, this one's it didn't seem to be having problems before, and then all of a sudden it's got 3 or 4 DNFs by people that have more than 10, 15 fines, then I might say, nope, not going to bother, or just spend a couple minutes and move on.
Jess?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. It depends on what the hide is, where it is, how badly do I want or need it, and how many fines the DNFers have.
Right.
Well, of course, that's huge.
And are they 2 or 3 all on the same day? Were they together?
Right.
Or are they multiple days? Why did they DNF? I think there's a lot of variables. The answer is not always yes, but it's not always no.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm the same, but I love going for those.
Mhm.
DNFs usually do not deter me unless it's like a 1.5 lamb skirt. And like, obviously, it's
Right.
there. And I don't know the hider. But if it's like we went this weekend, for example, we went to one that had 3 DNFs on it. And granted, I added a 4th because we couldn't find it. But
Right.
I was like, let's try. We knew it was not going to be an easy hide, so I knew it was going to be
Right.
hidden in plain sight or an FU hide.
Right. It was like a high DT.
And I knew we didn't have that much time because we were under time constraints. It
Right.
started raining, so it's like it's just the whole thing. We didn't give it as much time as we could have, but like just couldn't come up with it, But
Right.
we went for it. I
Right.
wanted to see it, wanted to try and find it because I love
Sure.
finding those kind of hides where it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to find and you can stumble across it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I might give it, if I'm pretty sure it's not there, I might just say, I'll just give it 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe not search as long as I normally would.
Right.
Cody mentioned something I'm absolutely guilty of. Do you phone a friend driving to a cache with DNS even before you start searching? So guilty of this. Cody knows me well. If it's got DNFs and I know a buddy who's found it already, it's like, dude, give me a hint. Like, let me know if I missed it.
Right.
Chad, you guilty of that too?
No, I've never pre-phoned a friend. I have phoned a friend plenty of times in the field, but I have never pre-phoned a friend.
That's funny.
The PPAF.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, the PPAF.
Yeah.
Okay, time is getting really late. One more question for you guys. And then do you delete DNFs if you avenge them?
No.
No.
Do you think I don't either? Do you think anybody does? Are people out to do that?
I think there are people that
yes,
do.
there are definitely people that do that.
Why?
Because they found it.
They found it, and but the DNF still is valid. You did not find it on that date, and so I don't see a reason to remove it.
Well, it's a change it to a smiley. It's not like it stays a frowny face, on the map.
Oh yeah, when you find it, it automatically changes it to a smiley. So
right.
So what is the need to remove that DNF?
Right. Yeah.
And actually, it kind of shows some people the challenge of the cache when you've got those still have those DNFs on there where people have struggled to find it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just real quickly, I wish I knew which one it is, but I don't. I have, a plugin on my Chrome browser that shows you at the very top, like right under the title and the DT rating and everything, that says cache issues. The latest log for this cache is a DNF. Please read the log before your own search. So it like alerts you right at the top of the cache page to let you know, hey, there might be some issues.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry that I don't know what plugin it is, but just go like download all of it. Might actually be the Project GC plugin. Maybe somebody knows. Just download all of the plugins. It does all kinds of cool things to the
Virus
cache
is
pages.
fun.
It shows me my friends' finds. It shows me what county it's in. It shows me all kinds of stuff. It might
Must be
be
nice.
it might be the Project GC.
You think, huh?
It could be.
Well, you know, if somebody who had the Project GC.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe
can't you look at your Chrome extensions and see what they
Yeah,
are?
but I don't know which one it is that's putting this particular
How many
thing up.
how many geocaching extensions do you have for Chrome?
I have like, well, I mean, I have a bunch. I have like 3 or 4 at least,
I've only got
maybe
2.
more. I have quite a few.
I've got the Project GC and the Cache Tour.
I have Cache Tour, Project GC. I have the Delorem page thing on the map. I have, what is it, like GC Little Helper or something like that. There's the Cache Friends one.
Jim's saying that is the Project GC plugin.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There you go.
So what do you say it does?
It puts right up at the top of the cache page. Like
When you open the cache page?
when you open the cache page in your browser, in blue letters, it says cache issues. The latest log for this cache is a DNF. Please read the log before your own search. If the most recent log is a DNF. So it alerts you right there. You don't have to scroll through or anything like that. It also will tell you the names of people who may not qualify for a challenge. If it's a challenge cache. Yeah, it calls people out.
Wow. It calls people out.
It calls people out.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay. All right, guys. That's about it for this show. DNFs. So, in essence, log them. There's nothing wrong with logging them. Don't be afraid of them. I log them. I logged a bunch this weekend. we logged more than one. I think I logged like 5 this weekend on a bunch because
we did.
Yeah, we couldn't find a bunch of stuff. So don't be afraid. Just put no love. That's all I gotta put. No love today. That's all I gotta say. All right, guys. That's the DNF discussion. Logging your DNFs. Thank you much. Everybody who called in. Chat room as always, Jesse and Chad. Chad, next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we are into December. The final month of the year.
Yay.
It's the first show of the month. You know what that means, Chad?
It means Casher Coffee.
It's December Casher Coffee. And that begins the December run to the new year. So,
it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. Look, the last month of the year is always a good one. We got what do we got? We've got the end of the year show with Daryl W4, good old Daryl, coming on the show for like the 6th time, I think. And we have got the listener
stump trivia,
the stump the caller.
But we're going to do it a little differently this year. It's not going to be stump the.
I did it different last year. Why wouldn't I do it different this year? Of course, we're going to do it again differently. Add a little sweet.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, guys. We'll get to that's a couple weeks from now.
Clear your Wednesday nights for the month of December.
We'll get there. We're not there yet. We'll get there. It's a long month, a whole month ahead of us. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, guys. So everybody, thanks for calling in. Thanks for the chat room. Thanks everybody. We appreciate it. Thanks for the emails and all that. We really, really appreciate it, guys. So let's close this show. Here we go. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archived video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available wherever you find your favorite podcast. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click that subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $5, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/the geocaching podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cashly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Odds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Ardent Crafted, PathTags.com, Geocaching Adventures LLC, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we'll talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. All right, guys. Thanks so much. So yeah, DNFs, Chad. You know, years ago, I don't know if it's still around. Jesse, you tell me if this is still around because you worked on these for a while. The challenges. Is there still the DNF challenge? I think it was a BEM squad. You had to you had to have 100 DNFs to log the cache.
Probably, but I don't think that's allowed anymore.
I know, but it was old. It was from
There's still, I know there's still a few around.
Is that still around?
I have no idea.
Did you get it? Do you remember getting it?
Don't know.
It's in
Let's
Boosie
see.
Woods. It's in the Boosie Woods.
DNF. No.
I don't
I'm
know.
searching my challenges. I'm not finding DNF.
No.
Is that if DNF's in the title, do we know what it's called?
No.
Me neither.
Yep. Cody, do you remember that one? Is Cody still on? Cody, I remember. It was a BEM squad. Pretty positive. Maybe it was a BEM squad. Maybe
Don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, it was Chad. It was actual. It was actual challenge. You had to log 100 DNFs. I think it was 100, which is a lot. That's a lot of DNFs.
Yeah, that's a lot of DNFs. I know I've done a DNF challenge before.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody, be well, be safe. We'll talk to you guys next week. Stay warm, at least if you're in the Midwest, because it's cold. All right, guys. Bye bye.